Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys. We're taking a look at the TCG tickers. This is a collection of tickers as voted by the TheChartGuys community as what they wanted to see covered. We picked the top 5 from the community's picks. And we're going to start today with BA. We covered BA yesterday, and this is funny for everyone else because I said that BA was basically boring and there was no pizzazz to it and I was disinterested in it. And of course, BA Bulls are apparently watching and they wanted me to put my foot in my mouth, so I have definitely done that because we've got a huge breakout day on BA. The good part is, at least in yesterday's video, I talked about what I would need to see for me to be interested in BA, and the Bulls managed to pull that off basically out of the gate. So let's take a look at the price action today. Big bull volume, big bull move. Resistance on the daily time frame is up here at 186.48. We had a very close to Marabuzzo close, so bulls are in full control right now. Going to be getting overextended on a few time frames, so we need to be watching out for that. On the daily, 68.81 is our RSI, so we do need to see some pullback. We have really spent a lot of time building support up here, so that is good for the bulls. Basically, they can go all the way back down to about the range of 142.94 to establish a daily higher low. But yeah, bulls in full control. What we were looking for on the hourly in yesterday's video was for the bulls to get a consistent break over 158.75. That was the must break level for them to hit for me to be interested in. Otherwise, we'd just be looking for a slow and methodical 4-hour hourly uptrend that we see here, basically holding all of these higher lows but not doing anything else. And this is where the bulls come in out of the gate. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame and watch that early action. So right away, they see a big bull move. The bear attack was so minimal, didn't even break the low pre-market, and bulls stepped it up, got over that hump, over 158.75, and then just absolutely poured it on for the vast majority of the day. Bulls were in control, and they remain in control into after hours. So the big signal here was the break of 158.75, the back test of that level, which was a historically important level for the short-term bulls to get over top of. And now they are in full control. Hourly consolidation has not really occurred too confidently yet. 164.87 is the last one. Anything over top of that is going to be an hourly higher low. And we are going to be expecting that based on our RSI conditions. 84.01 is our current hourly RSI. 50-minute time frame is going to be quite hot as well. Still 71.15, seeing a little bit of bear divergence here. And we have 50-minute support at the low of this afternoon push. In fact, let's back up a little bit. 170.99 is an important level to hold. So short term, we are overbought in a lot of ways. Support at 170.99, 164.87, 158.75, and bulls in full control at this point with 186.48 on deck. Always prepared for all scenarios, and don't let the lack of pizzazz blind you to opportunities. I wasn't even paying attention to BA today, and this one got away from me despite having covered it. That's the problem. With your own personal bias, it can cost you money in the sense that you're looking in the wrong direction. It can cost you money in the sense that maybe you're not even looking at all. BA. All right, next one up, we talked about work as well. I was a little bit bearish on work, but again, we set up scenarios for what we can expect for both sides. So overall, I was expecting more downside, but we had some hourly levels that we could possibly hold. And if we saw those hourly levels hold, then we saw more potential for bulls to continue the upside. So I am still looking for more consolidation on the daily time frame. We are almost at 80. We did establish this daily higher low, so bulls have a little room to work with. Anything over 36.18, even if we get a low, is going to have them continuing this daily uptrend. 39.90 is that key resistance, and the only other resistance we have right now before in blue sky territory is 42 psychological. So close to it, but still overbought. I would love to see another daily high or low and continue this march slowly, getting to that 42, and then just having really cooled RSIs, allowing the bulls to have more flexibility, more room, and more ammunition to drive the price even higher. If we broke 42 right now, that'd be great. But there's not going to be as many bulls there to keep flushing that order book to the upside. The more time we have to consolidate, the more time we allow the bulls to gain their cohort, and the more people we have ready to buy, the further that price is going to go once we get into blue sky territory. 42, that's the key target. So what did we talk about as far as key levels yesterday? The big one was 36.18. We're looking for a hourly higher low, and then we're going to be looking for a break over top of, well, I guess it would have been this guy here, 39.55. So what we were looking for ultimately for upside continuation is that higher low over 36.18. We didn't get very low, and in fact, on the 5-minute time frame, we did get some nice clues that we are going to see a little bit of action out of the gate. We saw a 5-minute stair step down, a very, very minor trend, a little bit of a broadening formation. And if we go to the 2-minute time frame, we saw an initial flush, very, very quick one. Where are we here? Yes, so an initial flush to the downside, big volume. Bears did everything they can. Then we got a little bit of a bounce. Note the volume here. And then we come down, we set a low, we set our bottom, we get our double bottom, we get a 15-second trend change. And after that, we see this great consolidation, really holding their own underneath the 39.55 level. And then ultimately just having a very, very beautiful 15-minute grind all the way to the upside. Barely ever losing this 15-minute trend, if at all. There's some instances where we lost our higher lows. We saw some minor consolidation, but we held our EMAs for the most part, and bulls remain in control on WORK. So let's take a look at what we'd expect for that pullback. We've already talked about that resistance. We already talked about those short-term supports. So ultimately, we're going to be looking for a loss of this hourly uptrend. If we come down and break 38, then I will be looking for a lower high underneath the current high into hourly consolidation. If that has any strength and carries forward into the 4-hour time frame, we lose 36.18, then we have more extended downside. And by that time, we'll be well on our way to looking for a higher low over top of 30.42. Okay, next up, WYNN. So we haven't covered this one in a while. At least I haven't looked at it in video format. So we've got a good breakout day today. It looks like everyone is really interested in these bull breaks. And we always need to be focusing on our short-term resistances. So I'm going to be looking for these to act as potential areas for support should we come back down to earth a little bit. A lot of resistance in the overhead here because we have spent a lot more time to the downside. And the more time you spend to the downside, the more resistances you have to build up against. So we've got 98 and we've got 100 psychological as our key resistances on the daily time frame. We've got a good volume. We had good consolidating range and a good breakout. So that looks good so far. 4-hour time frame, we're edging on overbought. We haven't consolidated on the 4-hour time frame for quite a while. So I'll be looking for a higher low over 82.55. And that's really the key support that I see right now. Anything over top of that level is going to give us the higher low. Hourly time frame, we have consolidated in the area of that form resistance at 90.81. 90.11 is going to give us that level. So if we see hourly higher low over that, that'll be great. We need to continue this hourly uptrend into that 98 and 100 psychological resistance. If we lose 90.11, then we're going to be looking for a lower high underneath whatever this high might be. Right now, it is 94.88. Make sure you check your pre-market levels. But bulls are in control on the hourly time frame, looking to lock that trend in with another higher low and a higher high. 4-hour bulls, it would be beautiful if they could lock in the 4-hour and the hourly higher low over 90.11, giving both parties the advantage here, and that would really lock in the potentiality for that break at that 98 psychological level. So looking good so far for WYNN bulls. Tesla. Now I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Tesla sure is boring. No pizzazz here. Let's see if that has any impact tomorrow. All right, well, we have an inside bar. We'll check our after hours levels, of course. Those are going to change a little bit because we sometimes see that flexibility. But right now we get an inside bar in the daily time frame. 2 big breakout days. We get this tightening range. So that leads me to believe that we are looking at an hourly or 4-hour equilibrium. 897.94, 880.10. Those are the ranges we're going to be watching. And Tesla has been very, very strong. So the overall market today, SPY had a fantastic day. If Tesla is going to be a laggard to that, we see continued strength tomorrow. I would suspect that eventually that bungee cord is going to get pulled and we'll see another good day for Tesla. Now that is if the market holds up. If we're going to be trading completely not in tandem, separate from the market, that's one thing entirely. But overall, we can expect and sometimes rely on these laggard plays to follow the market once the bears finally give up the ghost and the bulls are able to start that move back up. So for that to happen, we need to see a break of 897.94. Showing us that the short-term bulls are interested in breaking out of this little, well, what is it, a 4-hour bull flag, 4-hour pennant? Not too sure. We still have this big ugly lower wick, but you know what? We are holding that range that we talked about in yesterday's video, where we are ignoring these upper and lower wicks, and we are managing to stay inside what is otherwise a half-decent setup for a bull flag. Just these upper and lower wicks really ruin the textbook aspect of that. So what I'm going to be doing is going to look at the short-term time frames. I'm going to be looking for basis of support. I can see that we've got a zone of support on Tesla right here at 880. That has been a 1, 2, 3, 4 times support level. Right now, we're going to be in a 15-minute downtrend heading back toward that level. So I would be interested in a fishing at 880. In fact, if we see a flush without any follow through, that will be an even better signal for me tomorrow. And then I'm going to be looking for a bull break because I would love to see these Tesla bulls manage to have another stellar day and follow the market to the upside a little bit, barring any geopolitical destabilizations in the general market. I see that's a real possibility here. For bull flags, we can lose lows. It's really the lack of follow through that matters for bull flag continuation. So looking for a loss of 880 with no follow through. 5-minute time frame is currently for the bears and heading in that direction for a decent test tomorrow morning. We'll see where we open. That's going to have a big impact on everything, but setting up nicely for a run tomorrow. Shop on the daily time frame. Haven't checked this one out either for a little while. I know this is a big popular ticker for our Canadian members to be trading. And if you remember, chart guys are interested in Canadian tickers, we do have a large cohort of Canadians in our ranks, and there is a dedicated Canadian channel for those who want to trade tickers on the TSX, the TSX view of the CSC. Lots of fun to be had there. Inside bar on shop today, 770, 793, 758, 38. And you know what? Some people might try to argue that this is a bear flag, but I just don't see it. We're in an overall uptrend. We could probably draw a really ugly choppy channel. For our weekly is consolidating nicely. And if this is all the bears have, then I'm not really too impressed. What I'll be watching here is going to be the development of this hourly channel. And I'm going to be going back and forth really on the 4-hour and the hourly in this case, because I'm trying to draw the best case scenario. Sometimes it shows up best on the hourly, sometimes it shows up best on the 4-hour, but this is part of the analysis process I go through, and I try to determine what the best fit is. And I'm looking for a channel that fits, 99% of the price action. I'm not too worried about upper or lower wicks sometimes. But in this case, we see the vast majority of the price action is sitting inside this channel. It's holding an hourly uptrend. It's holding an overall 4-hour channel as well. So that's what I would be playing. I would be looking for supports. The closer we are to price action support levels, in the sense that we need to hold a higher low over top of 758.38. If we see that happen and we're still holding our trend lines, that adds a little bit of a confidence for me, I should say. And let's say we do this little move and we hold our trend line support and develop that hourly trend. That's the sort of thing I want to see. I want to see my support levels hold, my price action levels. I want to see my trend lines. I want to see a lot of different factors telling me that I should be interested in upside potential. Right now, trading nicely in this hourly channel, in this 4-hour channel. Bulls looking good. What we would need to see for a red flag on this play. That was an unintentional sports reference. Kind of impressed with myself. That means something, right? 744. If we lose 744, then we have lost the 4-hour uptrend, and we will be looking for support way down here on the daily. Lower wick 685. That's that big daily support level right there. So we need to hold this hourly uptrend, and as long as we can maintain that, we are on a slow and methodical bullish course to test ultimate highs at 844. That's it for today. Lots to absorb. Hopefully calling out Tesla bulls. Let's see what you got. Be a fun day tomorrow. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate your comments. You guys ever have any questions, I do my best to answer them in the comment sections, or just send me an email, info@thechartguys.com. Better yet, join Chart Guys and meet a lot of great people who are probably more interested in charts than you are, if you can believe it.